Here we are, take two. So my Wi-Fi still wasn't hooked on my phone here at Softflex Company. So I'm all hooked up now and we are ready to roll. So today's video is all about our November Treasure Trove Kit. If you've been watching on a regular basis, I've talked about these quite a bit. We received a bunch of boxes from a very good friend of ours called Wig Jig Company when they closed down. And it had a medley of different types of materials, from seed beads to bugle beads to check beads to it had findings, but not enough of anything that we would spend time putting it online, and nothing that we're going to really restock. So in order to share those items with you out there in the Facebook universe, I created 3 kits. We started in September with a blue kit, October with a purple kit, and then this month is sort of a Christmassy themed kit. It has some clear beads as well as some red beads, and then some really beautiful gold bugle beads that I'm kind of in love with, and some gold seed beads as well. And so, and if you've been watching me pretty regularly, you know I have been one busy lady this month. I did Babe the first weekend of November, then I jumped into the holiday open house here for Softflex and a live video sale. And then the last 2 days I've been on Jewel School for JTV. So I have been super busy and I didn't get a chance to do anything with the kit until this morning. So I've been enjoying spending some quiet time here in my office, making a few things to show you guys. And then I have one project that's actually sort of mid-project. I'm not sure exactly where it'll end up, so we're gonna work on that a little bit together today. So if you have your kit and you wanna sort of bead along, you're more than welcome to pull out everything in your kit now and we'll take a look at it. I'm gonna go through what's in the kit for everybody that hasn't seen one. We do still have some available online. If you'd like to purchase one right here on the video, just comment "sold TT kit." And we will, I'll have somebody in our sales department get a hold of you to make sure that purchase gets out to you as soon as possible. One thing I wanted to really make sure you guys know before we get going is we have a fantastic deal going right now. The magical crimpers on Jewel School all sold out while I was there, but we still have plenty of stock here at Softflex Company, and we're actually doing a buy 2 trios, 2 Softflex trios, your color choice. It can be like these are cornucopia and jingle bells, which are perfect for this time of year, but you can choose whatever colors you want. You get a free pair of magical crimpers. These are the perfect stocking stuffer or beady gift for your favorite beading friend that doesn't have a pair. So you guys can get some free wire and also, or get some wire and then get some free crimping pliers. I think that's just such a fantastic deal that I can't say it enough. So make sure you're checking those out on our website, www.softflexcompany.com. You're just gonna pick 2 of these and they'll automatically add the pliers to your order. And a lot of times they even email you to let you know they're doing that, to make sure you're aware. But we have some really fun color combos. This is Renewal, but isn't this a great color combo for Christmas? I was just looking at it thinking if it didn't say Renewal, wouldn't it be great for Christmas? Same with Fireworks. I was looking at Fireworks. I'm like, oh, red, white, and then dark blue is perfect for Hanukkah. So this is another great kit if you're, take away the fireworks. You realize those are some good colors for Christmas. So take a look at that. You can find those on our website. Hopefully Thomas is here or Kristen's here and they can go ahead and link right there for you so you can take a closer look. And then we'll throw in the magical crimpers, which I'll be using a lot today in our videos. So I'm gonna flip you guys down so you can look at something other than me, because I'm sure you're over me, right? You've seen a lot of me lately. Hey, Kristen, thanks for joining me. I was just saying, hopefully one of you, Thomas, or you could add a link to our trios here for people to find the trios. Okay, so this is a little high up, but we're gonna make it work. Just gonna move you guys just a little bit this way. There we go. And a little bit this way. Oh, good job, Thomas. Thomas, my forever co-worker, took care of it. And I am going to bring you down just a little bit so I can see your comments. So just a second as I adjust my tripod to lower you down just a slight bit. That way I can talk with you. That's half the fun, right? All right, so this is what our November Treasure Trove Kit looks like. It is $24.95 on the website. You can still nab one now if you want one, if you don't have one already. Or it's a great gift. Great gift for Christmas. I'm not doing one for December. I might do something in January. I haven't quite decided yet, but I'm taking a break in December. So this will be the last one of the year. And basically what you're going to get for that $24.95 value, and all of this stuff came from Wigjig. This came from Swarovski, but these all came mostly from Wigjig. What I added to the kit was 10 feet of our white quartz Softflex, and that's a really nice white color, and a 50 count bag of 2 by 2 millimeter gold filled crimp tubes, which is a nice amount of crimp tubes to have. You can make lots of stuff with that. There's quite a few different types of check clasp beads in here. There's some beautiful red ones in different shapes. There are some beautiful clear, 3 bags of clear crystal or check glass in different shapes. And then I've got some really pretty gold seed beads, and I'm like, you guys, I'm in love with these bugle beads. I think they're so pretty the way that they sparkle. So I used them quite a bit today, so that'll be fun. This came from Wigjig too, and I've never used these before. I think they're supposed to be ear wires, but I use them in a different way, and I'll show you that as we get along in the show. There's a little findings packet with some different toggles that also came from Wigjig, and then last but not least, I threw in this beautiful little star crystal from Swarovski. So that was really kind of a fun highlight in this bag. So that's what's in the bag, and now I'm gonna flip over and we'll talk about what I've already made, a little bit about how you can make it, and yeah, we'll work on the project that I left off on. So this guy is on a neck piece, and it might be easier to see this way, but I'll take it off too so you can get a better look at it. So this is a nice long necklace. And I used, of course, all the stuff in the kit. I tried not to use anything that wasn't in the kit, just in case you're a beader out there that doesn't have access to other beading supplies. I tried to make sure that I kept it pretty easy for you to make stuff just from the kit that you purchased. So this guy is pretty fun. I use the Magical Crimpers, and I'll show you how to use those. And I also started playing around with the idea of the bugle beads, the wire passing through it twice. And it didn't achieve a lot in this particular necklace. I'll show you where it went later on. But what it did was it gave this a little bit more of a stiff feeling, which I needed with these bugle beads because they're so lightweight. The wire had a little bit of a wave in it. You can kind of see it up here. It relaxes eventually when you wear it because the weight will pull down on it. But to start out, I thought it would be a lot easier to show you guys a nice necklace if this had a little bit more of a stiffness to it than just straight stringing. And so that's what got me started weaving in and out of those bugle beads. So to make something like this, it's pretty easy. It's simple strands of beads. I'm gonna get a little bit of wire over here and we'll string a few beads. There's 3 strands here. Each one is just crimped at the top, And then I've got one strand crimping all three of those together and running up the back. No clasp, really, really a pretty easy thing to recreate. And I'm just gonna take out some of these red ones. I really loved how it turned out with the red and the little gold seed beads between them. It's amazing what just a tiny little seed bead can do to add just like a little bit of texture and depth to something simple like a red check bead. So I've got my bead stopper and I've got a nice length of wire. I'm just gonna clip that on there, and that way when I slide my beads on, I don't have to worry about them falling off. Oh, I wanna get a different, this wire is connected to something. Let me get a different length of wire here. That wire is connected to my next project. That's not gonna work. I'm actually still not fully unpacked from jewel school. That was like a whirlwind trip. Kristen and I were at the studio from, oh gosh, what was it, like 7:30 in the morning to 5:30 at night? I mean, it was a big deal. It was a lot of work because we had to sign all the books and prepare all of our jewelry. We had such a good time. We laughed so hard, my cheeks hurt. So I just strung one of these red round check beads from the kit, and then one of the little gold seed beads, and I'm just gonna go back and forth. And then I wanted to show you a close-up of how good I think that little seed bead makes these big red check beads look. And this is how stringing works anytime you do it. If you're brand new to beading, it's a pretty simple. You're just stringing your bead onto your wire. All right, that's probably enough for you to kind of get a good look. Doesn't that gold seed bead just like really dress up those red check beads? I was really kind of impressed with how much that added. So one of the questions I sometimes get is, can I not soft flex between my beads? You can not soft flex between your beads, but I think a little seed bead between your beads looks so much more elegant and pretty. Keeps them from rubbing each other if, like, say they're pearls or something that's really delicate and soft, but can make really a big difference in how the design looks. So invest in some little seed beads like this and use those in place of a knot between the seed. And you can get smaller seed beads than this. These look like they look smaller than 11. They might be like a 13 or something. You can get even smaller if you want to even make it daintier, but I think it adds just like an extra level to those beads. So in this case, I strung this whole distance, and I'm going to get my measuring tape out, and we'll measure it to see how long it is. That always helps, doesn't it? My handy dandy Fusion Beads measuring tape. I strung, they're about 11 3/4 inch strands. On the red beads, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 21, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. So about 40 of these little red beads will give you a nice length in the front. This is a great design coming up the back with just a wire. When you don't have a ton of one style of bead and you want to show it, but you can't go the whole way around, this is a good way to use those beads too. Okay, so I am going to flip over my soft flex and put my beads in so they don't slide around. So to connect, we are going to do a little bit of magic crimping with our magical crimpers. So I would have normally strung all 40 of my seed beads and my red beads, and then I'm going to just make a little connection on this other end that I can pick up here. You can see I can pick up here with the other longer wire to connect all 3 strands together. You can also use a jump ring here if you want to. You want to have a nice strong jump ring, probably a closed jump ring, or also a fancy connector would look really pretty here. So you would crimp your wire to the connector and then crimp this upper wire to the other side of the connector, and that would look really lovely. Again, I tried to just use what's in the kit just to be sure that anybody could bead with this kit and not have to go out and get anything else. So I'm using a 2 by 2 millimeter crimp tube. The wire in the kit is our medium soft flex, which is our most commonly used diameter of soft flex. 49 strands of marine quality stainless steel braided together with a white nylon coating, and the white is in the nylon coating itself, so it should never change or tarnish, or it should always stay white. The only time I've seen our coating change colors is if your beads are dirty. Some beads carry some dirt or rust inside of them, and as they spin on the wire, they can kind of change the color of the coating. So that's a good reason to always make sure you're cleaning your beads before you get going, if it's important to you that you keep your color the same. And you know, white is obviously going to be the biggest culprit for that problem. Okay, so I've got my 2 by 2 millimeter crimp tube. I go back into my finding here. So I'm going to leave a big enough loop that I can connect pretty easily. And in fact, I'm going to make it just a little bigger than I normally would, just so it lays really nicely when it connects to the upper portion of the soft flex. And these crimping pliers have a little divot on each side that's exactly the same. And when you put them together, the 2 by 2 millimeter crimp fits inside of them just perfectly. We're going to compress to create a little 4 square looking ravioli. I'm gonna see, I feel like I'm missing your comments, but maybe it's just the way the video is right now. Okay, and I'm gonna compress the opposite direction. So I took that little 4 corner ravioli from here, and I'm going to flip it over so I can now compress those 4 corners down. And then I'll go around and around it 6 or 7 times, tightening it all down. And then all I have to do is slide my beads up the wire, and I'll do the same thing on the other side to connect. So in this case, this would be up here. I would have all my beads running down the middle, and then I would connect on the other end. And every single strand on here is like that. The bugle beads, I went in and out. So every other bugle bead has 2 wires running through it. And then there are comments. Oh, Kim says those pliers are pretty awesome. Here you guys are. I don't know why it stopped showing me. You know how it goes. Okay, so back to life here. The bugle beads it's running in and out of every other bugle bead once and then twice and then once and twice, and that stiffened it a little bit. The red beads, I have a seed bead in between each one, and then same with the clear kind of ovally shaped beads, I have a seed bead in between each one. And then to finish it off, I just took one long piece of soft flex beading wire with a crimp tube and passed through all 3 of the loops on the 3 strands and went back into the crimp tube and crimped it. Hey Karen, thanks for joining me. And then last but not least, I used one of those little fancy that I like to use, soft flex jump rings to add the little star in the bottom. And I'll quickly show you how to make one of those as well, to add your star to the bottom of the necklace. So you can see it's just kind of hanging out, and you can actually kind of just push it to the back when you're wearing it, and you don't even see that crimp tube. So to make a little soft flex jump ring, we'll use some of our beaded wire here. And here we go. You're going to take another 2x2 millimeter crimp tube. You can see why you need a lot of crimp tubes, you guys. I used 6, 7, 8, 9 on this necklace alone. So definitely want to stock up on your crimp tubes for Christmas, because there's nothing worse than sitting down to make your Christmas presents at the last minute and realizing that you don't have enough crimp tubes. So if you're getting the trios and the magical crimpers, the 2 trios and the free pair of magical crimpers, throw some crimp tubes in there too, because let me tell you, that's a pain. Okay, so I've got my crimp tube. I'm gonna make a little jump ring. So instead of going back in this direction, I'm actually gonna come around the back side. I did a double jump ring on this pendant because it is a little bit larger and heavier. And so basically what I did was I created my circle and then I just went back in again. So it doubles up. And you would be adding your bead on here. I'm just doing it without, so you can see it a little bit more clearly, but the bead would actually be strung down here between my fingers at this point. So I'm going to take those same magical crimpers and I'm going to come in, center my crimp tube, and compress. And that'll create sort of like a little square. I'm going to go in on the side and compress, and then I'll just go around and around. This is a great way to connect things very securely because these crimping pliers are so strong. And the soft flex is a nice color. You don't have to use like an actual jump ring. And that's what that looks like. Like a little soft flex jump ring, but in white. And this is what it looks like with the crystal connecting it. I love using white with clear crystals and clear check glass because I feel like it just really makes them sparkle. It's almost like it just kind of catches that white color and just sort of makes it flash a little bit, which is really nice. So that's the necklace that I made. I have another project that I finished this morning. The first thing I thought of, because like I said, I have never used these before. I assume that these are some sort of base metal ear wire, something that we would probably not normally carry. So I looked at them, and maybe it's because I have Thanksgiving on the mind, but my first thought was, oh, those would actually probably make really great wine charms. And so that's what I did. I made a set of 4 wine charms using a variety of the beads that were in the package. So each one is unique. And I'm sure you guys have seen this idea before, you know, when you have a bunch of people with different cups, whether it's champagne glasses or wine glasses, at a party, it can be hard to keep track of whose cup is whose cup. So this is kind of a nice way to mark each cup, and you know, someone will remember, oh, I have red ovals, or I have red rounds, or I have clear rounds, or I have clear tubes. So I thought those were really quick and easy and something fun to make. So I'm going to show you how to make this cute little pendant. And then we'll just make one more of these wine charms to add to my collection here. So these guys come out of the package straight, round, and I used, let me grab my chain nose pliers from over here. I used the chain nose pliers to bend this guy up so that this wire could slide inside of it. You don't want to bend where it's thin right here. that snaps and breaks. I had that situation. You want to go just a little bit down where it's thicker and then bend up. And that way this wire can just slip right inside of there. So we've got our ring ready to go. And I'm gonna use, let's do this red tube because I haven't done one with these yet. You just need 3 beads from each bag. And I think there's 6 different styles you could make with the beads that we sent. So that's handy if you need 6 of these. You can do them in gold, or there's also silver in the package. And I'm just gonna get a little piece of wire going here. So I'm going to use those same magical crimping pliers. I'm just going to make a little connector here at the top. This is what I would call a Softflex dangle. I'm just going to kind of pull that down tight, straighten out my wires, and crimp. Karen Packard says, I've been using those for cups and glasses with different charms and colored beads. Oh yeah, different colors of beads. I was thinking, typically wine charms because there's a charm, but I was thinking how fun it is to add different kinds of beads. And then everybody kind of knows, as long as they don't drink too much, they can keep track of which cup is theirs. Might get a little hairy if they've had one too many glasses of wine, but let's hope our house guests aren't doing that, right? Okay, so I've got my top connector, and now I'm going to string on another crimp tube. And I'm gonna go into this again, even though I don't need to. Well, I need to because I need to get 2 wires running through the crimp tube. It just makes for a better hold. So I'm just gonna come back up from the bottom. I'm gonna pull this as nice and snug as I can. And then I'm gonna crimp just the way we've been crimping the whole show and go around and around it. Tighten it down. It's actually taking the edge of that crimp tube and cinching it into the beautiful nylon coating of the Softflex wire. And I'm just gonna clip my wires on both sides, and that should give me a nice little Softflex dangle. And so on my wine charm, I just open this up. I'm gonna slide on my first bead. Slide on this next. Now, I think these traditionally are earrings, guys, so you can totally use these as earrings too. My first thought was about Thanksgiving. What a cute little gift this would make. Just like a quick little, you could even do 4 sets because I think there's 8 of each. So you could do like, a set here of 4 and then do another set and do 2 sets in the silver. And that would make a great little handmade gift for somebody for the holidays. So that's my wine charm. That's my wine charm project. I have one more project I just started working on before I jumped on this video with you. So I don't have it complete, but I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm going to show that to you. And again, if you want any of the beads and findings that I'm using today, you're going to have to buy one of our November Treasure Trove kits. There's a limited supply of them and there aren't that many left. So you can comment here, TT kit sold, and we'll get your name up to our sales department, or you can go on our website and go ahead and just purchase it right from there. I think we have some Septembers left too at this point. If you're interested, September was blue, and there's a video to go along with it as well. So this next project's still on the beading mat because that's where I was working earlier today. I'll kind of get that organized here. So I have all my leftover beads. You can see there's still a lot of leftover beads Even though I made a necklace and the wine charms, I have quite a few leftover beads. But I was so in love with these beautiful gold bugle beads, and I was thinking about those really lovely wrap bracelets that they make with bugle beads. And that's what had gotten me kind of started with the idea of, oh, can I even go through this twice with Softflex Medium? Because Softflex Medium is thicker, but I was able to go through twice. And so I think this is going to be a bracelet, and I'm going to keep building it out to see what happens. But I could see this becoming a really pretty pair of earrings too. Now the bugle beads aren't all the same size. You can kind of see there's one shorter one, distinctly shorter one here. But I kind of like that too. You know, I'm always kind of a fan of like things not being perfectly symmetrical. I don't really mind, and if there is somebody out there that does mind, these bugle beads are not exactly the same shape, so you want to be wary if that would bother you. I'm just going to clip off. The wire fits just right through the bugle beads. Some of them are a little tighter than others. I'm stringing a bugle bead onto one wire, and then I'm going to take my wire through the other side. Show you kind of how this looks. It fits just right, but it can be kind of a tight fit in some cases. So if your wire gets a little wonky on the end, just trim a little bit off. And I don't know what length I'm using because I just started this and I don't know how long I'll need it. So I just cut a really long length to play around with this idea. So you can see I just put the wire through one side and then put it through the other and then just pulled it nice and tight, and that pulls that bugle bead up next to the next one. And I'm just going to keep on going like that for a little while to see, kind of get a better idea of what this will look like. But I think it's going to make a really pretty bracelet. I could see it as a really pretty choker. You could even do just the front end with the bugle beads and then do the back end in something else like a leather cord or something that you could tie onto your neck. I think the white with the gold is really pretty. Not a color combination I would normally choose. That's kind of the fun of these challenges and the design challenges too, is, you know, sometimes working with materials that you don't normally choose is just really, can be really fascinating. So just keep going like that. Cheryl says, never thought of using them that way. I know, me neither. Bugle beads are pretty notorious for being sharp on the edges. So I imagine if you did something like this with thread, it would be really susceptible to breaking. So that's one of the great things about Softflex, is because it's so flexible like a thread, but has the strength of steel underneath it. You can do things like this that you really shouldn't or couldn't do with the thread and have the same sort of result. So I think this could be really cool. I'm pretty jazzed about the whole idea of putting the bugle beads together. So I'm going to keep working on this guy over my Thanksgiving break and kind of see what ends up happening with him. And then I will post a picture eventually so you guys can all see some of the different options that I came up with. But I think these gold bugle beads that are in this package are the best. They're so sparkly and pretty and perfect for Christmas time. So I was really excited to work with those today. So I hope all of you that out there that bought a package are really enjoying it. If you make something different than what I made, I'd love to see it. So do post it and let me see it. You can see I'm kind of a mess today. I was at the airport till 10:30 last night, and that was California time. So it was like 1:30 Tennessee time. So thanks for joining me today. If you want to buy your own November Treasure Trove Kit with all the beads that I used today, you can still find that on our website. It's right on the home page. It's linked here from the video. They're $24.95. They will sell out, so get one very quickly. You can also find my new book, Seed Bead Revolution, on our website, and that great deal, buy any 2 color trios, your choice of colors, free magical crimpers. Hard to beat, you guys. You got to get out there and get this before we run out. We always run out of these magical crimpers, and they sold out of them on Jewel School, so I know that's probably going to happen too. So get in there and get a pair, get a couple pairs. They're great gifts for all your friends out there. So next Monday, I'm doing a Cyber Monday live sale special. It's going to be a little bit different than what we normally do. Not all beads. I'm going to be doing some wig jig tools. I'm going to be doing some Wubbers tools, and we're going to be doing a big discount, 60% off on a lot of items. I'm also going to have some closeout 925 beading wire at a really good discount. So join me next Monday. I'm going to be doing it at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time, so a little earlier than normal on Monday, Cyber Monday. We're going to have fantastic deals, and I can't wait to spend some more time with you guys. Hopefully you're not getting sick of seeing my face as I've been doing so many videos and things, but I look forward to spending some more time with you on Monday. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I am thankful to be a part of your lives, and so thankful that each and every one of you are a part of my life. And, you know, I met a few of you over the course of the different events I did this last few weeks, and some of you said you feel like you know me, and you truly do. I am just the way I seem in the videos, and I feel like I know all of you too, and you have added so much joy to my beading experience both this year and part of last year. So thank you for spending time with me, and I hope you guys have just a fantastic Thanksgiving with your families, and I'm just so thankful for all of you. So have a great day. Bye, guys.